stride.
Daddy is getting in the mixed lane in the fountain of youth, and it's very close. But look at Curlin Rupp. Corinthian won it by 10. Barbaro got him. Barbaro wins.
Gulfstream Park. Racing returns January 3rd.
Is it fact or fiction? Dealerships are not leasing vehicles? That's fiction. Due to huge factory rebates, leasing a vehicle now is more affordable than ever. Get the facts. We have great leases from $399 per month. That's $399 per month on a new 09. Visit Vera Buick Pontiac GMC in South Miami-Dade or Vera Cadillac Hummer Saab in Pembroke Pines.
Trent Eric and the Local 10 weather team.
Welcome to World News. Tonight, Israel declares all-out war against Hamas as the death toll in Gaza rises above 300. Protests spread throughout the region. What will the U.S. do? Winter danger, the frantic search after a deadly avalanche as snowstorms in the west now raise the chances for even more. New hope, radical surgery offering promising results for overweight teenagers suffering from diabetes. And Book of Life, a father's love, a child's loss, and the remarkable journal that will bind them forever. Bob Woodruff reports.
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson. Reporting tonight, David Muir.
Good evening. Israel's attacks on Hamas, its leaders, and its institutions in Gaza intensified today, and so did the Israeli government's rhetoric. Defense Minister Ehud Barak said today that Israel is in a war to the bitter end against Hamas and its branches to stop Hamas from firing rockets from Gaza into Israel. The death toll in Gaza is now well beyond 300, including scores of civilians, women, and children. And as Israeli forces amass along the border, there is growing speculation about a possible invasion on the ground. Tonight, much of the world's attention is focused on this tiny sliver of land, and we begin with our coverage and Simon McGregor Wood.
Israel keeps pounding Gaza. Late tonight, fighter jets destroyed the house of a Hamas leader. 7 people were killed, but he wasn't there. Everything with a connection to Hamas in Gaza is now a target. The goal is to stop the rockets, all of them. In this Air Force video, planes strike at rocket launchers, at buildings where the rockets are stored, and at trucks used to move them around. But the Israelis are hitting non-military targets as well. This was the Islamic University, popular with Hamas students. This used to be the home of the Hamas health minister. More than 1,400 injured Palestinians have swamped Gaza's struggling hospitals. And yet, despite all the strikes, the Hamas rockets keep coming. Over 50 today. All day long, Israelis and Palestinian militants on the ground in Gaza behind me have been playing a deadly game of cat and mouse. We've seen several rockets coming out. Minutes later, Israeli missile strikes going in. All over southern Israel, the code red alert sounded, sending thousands into panic. Hamas rockets killed 3 Israelis today, including a woman taking shelter in a bus station over 20 miles from Gaza. We have nothing against the citizens of Gaza, said Israel's defense minister, but we have a war to the bitter end against Hamas. So on Gaza's border, Israeli tanks and troops are gathering for a possible ground invasion to reoccupy the hostile, densely populated territory from where the rockets are fired. A much more complicated and costly operation with no guaranteed success. For the Balochi family in Gaza, the cost has already been unbearable. Last night, an Israeli strike caused a wall to collapse in their home, crushing 5 of their daughters to death. I wasn't firing rockets, said their father. I was just asleep with my children. Even as he carried 4-year-old Muna to her grave, an Israeli jet roared above. Across the border in the Israeli town of Sderot, for 8 years the target of Hamas rockets, the Kol family lives in constant fear.
That was close. We want to get back inside.
Today, we got a taste of that fear. It's for people like this that Israel has gone to war with Hamas. For them, one rocket launched is one too many. All of this is happening just weeks before Israel's national elections, and some of Israel's leaders may have their eyes on the campaign, and the success or failure of this high-risk military operation may well determine their political future and the complexion of the next Israeli government. The stakes here are very high, David.
Simon McGregor-Wood once again for us in Jerusalem tonight. Simon, thank you. Protesters opposed to the Israeli military option took to the streets throughout the Middle East today and beyond. In Iraq, protesters burned the Israeli flag, while in Athens, demonstrators fought with police. There were other protests in Europe, including Britain and Germany, although German Chancellor Angela Merkel put the blame squarely on Hamas for breaking a ceasefire with Israel. That same position has been echoed by the White House, which has condemned Hamas's rocket attacks on Israel. Considering its size, the Gaza Strip has commanded a large amount of attention from U.S. presidents in the past. It's only 146 square miles, but nearly 1.5 million are crowded into it. It will no doubt be competing for attention near the top of Barack Obama's agenda after he's sworn in just 3 weeks. Here's ABC's John Donvan now.
Here's something Barack Obama never promised when he ran for the White House: to sort this out, someone else's war. Now in its third day, now in its 60th year. Yes, he made that stop in Israel last summer, only the second time he'd been there. He is not an expert, and his few comments sounded hand-picked to avoid controversy.
If somebody was sending rockets into my house where my 2 daughters sleep at night, I'm going to do everything in my power to stop that.
But in 22 days, he is president. And like all of his predecessors, going back 10, 20, 30 years, he will inherit something called the peace process, where U.S. presidents get a starring role and need to become experts whether they want to or not.
When American presidents and their secretaries of state have engaged forcefully, when they're tough, smart, and fair, America has a demonstrated capacity over the course of the last 40 years to make a very bad situation better.
Some other presidents have waded in enthusiastically. Jimmy Carter getting the Egyptians to sign a treaty that still stands. Bill Clinton closing an Israeli-Palestinian deal. Most recently, there was George W. Bush, as warm a friend as Israel ever had in the White House, but not involved.
Today we issued the roadmap.
The problem is that map wasn't followed very far by anyone, and he did not push it. Not that it's ever easy. On the one hand, there are expectations, usually disappointed, that Israel will do whatever the U.S. tells it to. On the other hand, there are suspicions that never go away that America as a mediator always favors Israel. It is easy to fail, and unlikely a brand new president will try anything bold early on. The president-elect has promised nothing except to remain a friend to Israel, a formula that has held for years, that have often seen more process than peace. John Donvan, ABC News, Washington.
So what does come next? How will an Obama administration tackle this? We turn to our senior foreign affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, who joins us from Washington tonight. And Martha, this is a delicate balance. A president-elect, obviously, who is not the president yet. What have you learned behind the scenes about how Obama and his new security team are being brought up to speed on all this?
Well, President-elect Obama has been briefed by Condoleezza Rice. He's also getting the daily intelligence briefings, the same briefings that President Bush is getting. But President-elect Obama has made it very clear there is only one president at a time, and he is deferring to President Bush.
Very interesting. We saw from the Israeli embassy today that they're putting out the video of then-candidate Obama during his trip to Israel last summer and his comments that we saw in Don Van's piece. What's the significance here?
You know, I got that video sent to me last night by the Israeli embassy. I think it's quite clear what they are saying is, look, President-elect Obama is supporting this kind of action because President-elect Obama on the campaign trail was standing right there in Sderot where the rocket attacks have been coming from Gaza.
Is there a line that Israel can't cross here, that in these interim weeks between these two administrations where President Bush or President-elect Obama will have to say something even stronger?
You know, David, I don't think so. Talking with several people today, I got the idea that they know exactly what's going to happen with the Israelis, and they don't think they'll really cross a line, especially with President Bush. It's a line that the Israelis probably wouldn't cross. They really don't want to go in and reoccupy completely Gaza, so I think they're being somewhat careful about not crossing any line that President Bush or President-elect Obama would disagree with.
All right, our senior foreign affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, from Washington tonight. Martha, thanks very much. Next, we turn to the weather in this country tonight, which has gone from one extreme to another and back again. People along the eastern seaboard who enjoyed spring-like temperatures in the 60s and 70s yesterday are now experiencing more seasonal winter temperatures today. Norfolk, Virginia had one of the biggest temperature swings. Yesterday's high of 76 has given way to the 50s today. And in the western U.S. tonight, the danger is from avalanches. Heavy snow last week is raising the threat level to extreme in some areas. That danger has spread into British Columbia, where 11 people were struck by an avalanche over the weekend, and several bodies have now been pulled from the snow. Here's ABC's Brian Rooney tonight.
It was in this picturesque backcountry of British Columbia that 11 experienced snowmobilers were hit by 2 avalanches, and only 3 men came out.
The conditions that we've got in the last few days are just, they're so severe that it's a shame that they decided to go into the backcountry.
6 men are confirmed dead, 2 missing. And this weekend, in another slide in Colorado, 2 snowmobilers were killed, one of them a popular firefighter. But you didn't need to be in the backcountry to be in danger. One skier was killed by a slide within the boundaries of Wyoming's Jackson Hole ski area. Avalanche experts say the base layer of snow this year in much of the West is unusually weak, and recent heavy snowfalls have added a tremendous load, just waiting for a skier or snowmobiler to trigger a fracture and a slide.
We kind of call it like an upside-down snowpack, where you have denser snow on top of weaker snow. And when you put that on a slope and you add a trigger, you're looking for a recipe for an avalanche.
Already this season, 9 people have died in avalanches in the U.S., 36 last year. New Hampshire recently enacted a law requiring people to have proper safety equipment in the outdoors or pay for their rescue. But those Canadian snowmobilers had some of the most up-to-date gear, including a satellite locator beacon.
Our recommendation right now is to not be in the backcountry.
More snow is coming, which will only add to the danger and further diminish hope for those missing Canadians who have now been buried for more than a day. Brian Rooney, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And still ahead tonight here on World News, a Holocaust survivor's memoir turns out to be a hoax. How did a major publisher and Oprah get fooled again? New research on helping severely overweight teens, the controversial operation showing remarkable promise. And a father's legacy of love, the precious words this soldier left his baby before being killed in Iraq. Bob Woodruff reports.
This is World News with Charles Gibson, brought to you by Zyrtec.
Have you heard the news about Zyrtec? It's fast relief for people with indoor allergies, with outdoor allergies, or people like me who have both.
Zyrtec is fast. In fact, it starts working 2 hours faster than Claritin. It's clinically proven to relieve even your worst allergy symptoms.
From dust mites and pet dander to ragweed and pollen for a full 24 hours. Now I'm freer to do what I want, where I want, even faster.
Zyrtec, the fastest 24-hour allergy relief.
Retailers don't want you to see the information about to be disclosed.
Hi, I'm Tony Galata. This is my wife, Carrie Galata. This is our house, my wife's dream house. And we furnish most everything in this house with products from Direct Buy. We purchased the breakfast table and chairs. We looked at that table in some other places.
They ran around $3,500 and we picked it up for around $1,500.
If you're building, remodeling, or simply redecorating a room, there's now a way to buy virtually everything you need at prices you never imagined possible.
We've saved, I think, well over $20,000.
Just on our kitchen alone, we saved almost $10,000.
It adds up to about a $30,000 to $40,000 savings overall.
Call the number on your screen now to receive your free insider's guide to buying direct. Plus, you'll also receive a free visitor's pass for an exclusive tour of your local Direct Buy showroom. Call right now to get started buying the Direct Buy way. Stop paying retail and become part of Direct Buy, the private members-only showroom and design center. Don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call now.
If you have a history of smoking and breathing problems, it could be COPD, which includes chronic bronchitis, emphysema, or both. Discover Spiriva, the only once-daily inhaled maintenance prescription that treats both forms of COPD. Spiriva significantly improves lung function to help you breathe better for a full 24 hours. And it's not a steroid. Spiriva is not a rescue inhaler. Tell your doctor about your medicines, even eye drops, and illnesses like glaucoma and urinary or prostate problems. These may worsen with Spiriva. The most common side effect is dry mouth. Others include constipation and problems passing urine. In the event your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes, or eye pain, stop taking Spiriva and call your doctor. Spiriva is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor.
Make a habit of breathing better with Spiriva.
The violence in the Middle East is pushing oil prices higher. Today, oil jumped more than $2, closing above $40 a barrel. But gas prices continue their steady decline, down another 4 cents this week to $1.61 a gallon. A new scandal is rocking the publishing world after a Holocaust survivor story turned out to be a hoax. The memoir, which was due out in February, has captured the attention of everyone from Hollywood movie makers to Oprah. But now the story and its deliberate embellishments have been exposed, and eager readers have been burned once again. Here's Dan Harris.
Sweetheart. Herman Rosenblatt and his wife Roma have been peddling this story for more than a decade, including on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
It was 64 years ago when I first saw you.
The Rosenblatts claimed they met during the Holocaust. Herman, a Nazi prisoner, Roma, a little girl on the other side of the fence, who secretly threw him apples. 14 years later, they said they met again, serendipitously, on a blind date in New York City.
Do you call it destiny? You call it fate? What do you call it? I don't know. What do you call that?
Destiny, I guess.
Destiny, I guess.
Okay. I guess so.
But as the story gained more publicity, Holocaust survivors and scholars started to raise questions about whether Roma's family even lived near the camp and about whether it was possible for prisoners like Herman to actually approach the fence.
That is at the radical end of implausibility if you understand behavior in the camps.
Over the weekend, Herman Rosenblatt apologized. In a statement, he said, "I wanted to bring happiness to people, to remind them not to hate." The publisher, Berkeley Books, is canceling Rosenblatt's memoir and demanding its money back after yet another high-profile literary hoax. Just this year, Misha DeFonseca admitted to pretending she was a Jewish girl who lived with wolves during the Holocaust, and Margaret Jones admitted she lied about being raised by a poor black family in south central Los Angeles. And in 2006, James Frey was exposed for fabricating whole portions of his memoir about alcoholism and drug addiction, a book that was also endorsed by Oprah.
It is difficult for me to talk to you because I really feel duped.
This past summer, Frey released a new book, a work of fiction. Given the lying that happened before, do you think you deserve a second chance?
I mean, I'm human. I made some really big mistakes. We all do in our lives.
It is unclear whether this latest scandal is going to toughen standards among publishers, but Rosenblatt's book agent says she will never take on another memoir unless the author proves every line. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
When we come back tonight, new research on extreme measures for extremely overweight teens, and the results offer new hope.
I've had asthma for 17 years.
I've had asthma for 24 years.
For 5 years. All my life.
Even with my medicine, my symptoms kept coming back.
So I thought this was as good as it gets. Until I found out I could actually help prevent my symptoms.
I could help prevent my symptoms.
Turns out there are two main causes of asthma symptoms. Airway constriction I feel, and inflammation I may not. Most medicines don't treat both. So my doctor prescribed Advair.
Advair treats both main causes to help prevent symptoms in the first place.
Advair contains salmeterol. Salmeterol may increase the chance of asthma-related death. So Advair is not for asthma that's well controlled on another controller medicine. Advair will not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be taken more than twice a day. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of Advair. If you take Advair, see your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
If you're still having symptoms, ask your doctor how to help prevent them with Advair.
Find out how to get your first full prescription free at Advair.com.
My lymphoma had not only come back, but it was life-threatening.
After I discovered I was pregnant, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
When I first found out that Frank had cancer, I felt like my whole world had fallen apart.
I went to one more hospital, Cancer Treatment Centers of America, because I wasn't willing to give up.
Being treated like a real person for the first time in 10 years It was such a relief.
I feel like it's just like going back home.
My son. Our cancer information specialists are here for you day and night. Call now and they'll send you this free DVD showing you how this special hospital combines state-of-the-art medicine with unique therapies to give you treatment options you may not even know exist.
We as cancer patients, for whatever reason, have been dealt this kind of pain. But there is hope on the other side, and there is great life after cancer.
Sometimes life can be, well, a little uncomfortable. But when it's hard or hurts to go to the bathroom, there's Dulcolac Stool Softener. Dulcolac Stool Softener doesn't make you go, it just makes it easier to go. Dulcolac Stool Softener. Make yourself comfortable.
Why use a basic cleanser that stops there? Olay Skin Loving Cleansers do more. Nourish and cleanse, purify and cleanse, even anti-aging cleansers. Why just cleanse? Do more for your skin with Olay Cleansers.
Medical researchers are out with new findings tonight that could offer hope to the growing number of teenagers struggling with obesity and diabetes. In a small but dramatic study, type 2 diabetes was reversed, disappearing in almost all of the extremely obese teens who underwent the operation. But as ABC's Lisa Stark reports tonight, the drastic procedure is proving to be controversial for such young patients.
At her heaviest, Amanda Munson weighed 311 pounds.
I used to wear these.
Her obesity led to a host of life-threatening illnesses, including type 2 diabetes, and a dire warning from doctors when she was only 17.
The doctor said, "You're not going to live to see 25 if this continues."
Munson opted to undergo a radical and controversial procedure, gastric bypass surgery, to reduce the size of her stomach and reroute her intestine. Today she is 100 pounds lighter and diabetes-free.
I no longer have to take medicine for my diabetes. I don't have to worry about my heart rate or heart pressure problems.
And Amanda's not the only one.
With surgical therapy, in at least this one small pilot study, we've been able to demonstrate a remarkable rate of remission of diabetes.
Dr. Inge believes the surgery dramatically affects diabetes, partly by changing the way the body handles sugar.
Previous studies have proven this surgery caused diabetes to virtually vanish in adults. This is the first study to show it works in teens. Still, some doctors oppose this operation in patients so young, saying it may affect growth and development, and its long-term impact is unknown.
Diabetes expert Dr. Stephen Edelman says the operation should be a last resort.
This is not a small deal. This is a huge deal. So I think that once these kids have tried everything, if they cannot improve to any significant degree, then I think this is a viable option.
For Amanda, it is still a struggle to keep all the weight off, but for now the surgery has given her a chance for a diabetes-free life. Lisa Stark, ABC News, Washington.
And we have a sports note tonight. 3 NFL teams didn't waste any time firing their coaches at the end of the regular season. A day after becoming the first NFL team to ever go 0-16, the winless Detroit Lions can coach Rod Marinelli. Also getting the axe, Eric Mangini of the New York Jets, whose team failed to make the playoffs despite getting quarterback Brett Favre, and Cleveland Browns coach Romeo Crennel. When we come back tonight, one father's remarkable gift, the cherished journal left by a soldier to his infant son.
I'm Mark Goldston, Chairman and CEO of Net Zero. Here's a plan for America's broadband users to save $16 billion a year and $300 individually. Switch to Net Zero dial-up at $9.95 per month. Call 1-800-NET-ZERO or go to netzero.com.
What's your resolution this year? Getting a wider smile is easy with Crest White Strips Premium. You'll see noticeable results after 3 days. Full results in just 7, but you couldn't say that about any other resolution. The secret to a wider smile this year is in our strip, Crest White Strips.
My sinuses are so congested, I can't think.
The pressure's keeping me up at night.
My sinuses are about to explode.
Introducing Sudafed PE Day and Night Dual Pack. Maximum strength relief of sinus pressure and congestion. 2 different tablets relieve sinus symptoms so you can get through the day and rest at night.
My sinuses are relieved.
I feel rested.
I feel like myself again.
Sudafed PE Day and Night. Unblock your head.
At 6:30 in the morning, I have a cigarette. And then another on my way to work.
At 10 on the dot, like clockwork, I have to go out for a smoke. And then I grab another after lunch. For me, smoking is more than just a habit. It's an addiction to nicotine. You know, quitting isn't easy. And when willpower isn't enough, it's time to talk to your doctor.
If you want to quit smoking, there is something you can do. Go to mytimetoquit.com or call 1-866-575-1200 to get the information you need to make the most out of your conversation with your doctor. You can also sign up to receive tips on quitting and find out more about a prescription treatment option.
It's 11:35, and it's my time to quit. Hi, Katie. Come on in.
With her doctor's help, Katie quit smoking. So did David. Carol gave up cigarettes too. And Jason and Linda did it together. Every year, millions try to put cigarettes behind them. And for many people, it can be the hardest challenge they've ever faced. But with a doctor's help, it doesn't have to be. You too can do it. Don't let another year slip by. Make a commitment to quitting and make 2009 your time. Go to mytimetoquit.com or call 1-866-575-1200 now.
Friday, motherhood goes extreme. From extreme breastfeeding a 7-year-old to this super surrogate mom who had 8 babies for other moms, to women so eager to be moms, they carry around fake babies. Friday, it's the extreme side of motherhood on 2020.
Tomorrow, only on Good Morning America, exclusive new details on the new bride who went overboard from a cruise ship balcony on Christmas. Now, tomorrow, her family speaks out with new details. What really happened? Don't miss Good Morning America tomorrow.
And finally tonight here, a father's lasting gift. Almost nothing could have kept Charles Monroe King from the woman he loved and from his baby son. But he was an Army sergeant and duty called. The war in Iraq separated him from his family. But he kept a journal for his son, just in case. Tonight, Bob Woodruff on the words he left behind.
For Dana Kennedy, it was a classic case of opposites attract.
Let me call you back.
She, the hard-charging New York Times reporter, Charles, a career military man of few words but unshakable convictions. The day she gave birth to their son, Jordan, he was on combat patrol in Iraq's notorious Triangle of Death. Jordan was 4 months old when he met his father for the first time during a 2-week home leave. 6 weeks later, First Sergeant Charles Monroe King was killed by a roadside bomb. Today, Jordan is an active 2-and-a-half-year-old whose room is full of toys and mementos of his father.
This is an angel print that his father drew.
That's clearly his picture of him with the wings.
Yes. His pair of shoes, and he left the socks in them. And one of the things I like about the shoes is you can still see the outline of his foot, and I can feel it when if I close my eyes, I can feel his foot in there.
Dana says Charles knew the risks of going to war and what it could mean for his family, so he made sure to leave something else behind.
Dear son,
a journal for Jordan,
somewhat helpful to you,
filled with a father's wisdom.
Yes, it's okay to cry.
Do you think sometimes he was writing this thinking that maybe he was not going to be able to see Jordan again?
I think there were many days he felt that way.
Inside, Charles addresses issues Jordan is not yet old enough to understand. Intolerance.
It's not fair to judge someone by the content of their skin.
Faith.
Where their prayer draws you closer to God.
His experiences in combat.
The 1st of May, we lost our first soldier.
He even gives simple advice like where to hide money on vacation.
In your shoe or secret compartment.
And while the journal was intended for the son.
I love him more now and understand him more now than I did when he was alive.
Wow! Dana looks forward to the time when Jordan will be able to take wisdom from the journal.
I wish he could have had the moments where down the line he'd watch his father shave or, would play baseball with him. But thank God he will know his father in ways that a lot of boys and young men don't because of this journal.
One family's pain eased by words on a page.
Imagine if this journal didn't exist. I'd be feeling my way through trying to raise my son on my own, and I honestly feel as though his father is here helping me because of this book.
Bob Woodruff, ABC News, New York.
Okay. Oh, Oh, sure.
And you can read an excerpt from a journal from Jordan at our website, abcnews.com. And Dana Kennedy will be a guest tomorrow morning on Good Morning America. And that is World News for this Monday. I'm David Muir. For Charlie Gibson and all of us here at ABC News, thanks for watching. Good night.
Tuesday, January 6th on ABC.
This is when the action starts.
The real stories of the heroes who protect us all.
I'm going to protect my own. That's my job.
ABC's Homeland Security USA premieres Tuesday, January 6th, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Don't let smoking harm you or your child to be.
Florida Quit Line, can I help you?
Yes. Be free. Quit today at 877-YOU-CAN-NOW or floridaquitline.com.
Hit me. Announcing a new star at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Blackjack. Come deal yourself in at a real casino. Now, for the first time ever in Florida, you can play real blackjack and other top casino table games like Baccarat and Pai Gow. When you're ready for the real deal in action and excitement, ask for Jack. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Blackjack is here. Hit me.
Wheel of Fortune is next, right here on Local 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
Thank you, Charlie. Thanks, everybody. Hi. Hello, gang. Get set. We're going to give away some money right now. $1,000 for our first toss-up. It's food and drink. A yummy start, and here we go. Jamie.
Pink champagne.
That would be it, yes. Jamie Doss just won $1,000 from Treasure Island, Florida.
Yes.
Let's hear all about you. You have one daughter, I know that.
I do. She's an angel. Her name's Maddie. She's 8 years old.
Yeah.
She is very supportive of me while I'm an office manager.
Good for you.
And on our spare time, we are partners in crime together, and we travel the world.
That sounds...
And look forward to doing more.
Pretty good. Nice to have you here. And,
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Nice to be here.
Hiya, Mike.
How you doing?
Mike Irvine, Fontana, California. And you're a married man?
I am. Recently welcomed a new baby into the world.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just recently became a father.
Oh,
and I got on reprieve to come over here for the day.
Well, it's nice to have a night off every now and
it's
then.
nice.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
West Point grad, but was in the Army for 7 years. Got out 2 years ago, and big sports collect, and I love playing softball.
Okay, well, I hope you win some dough here tonight as well. Nice
Me
to have
too.
you here,
Me
Mike.
too.
Good luck
Thank
to you. And this is Caroline Scholl, who came from New Orleans, Louisiana, to play our little game here. Stay-at-home mom, tell us about your family.
Yep, I've got a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I just celebrated my 3rd anniversary with my husband.
Cool.
It's been a very busy